Hi, welcome back. We're going to be looking at the basic definitions for trigonometric functions. We're going to be learning sine, cosine, and tangents, and the definition and how we use the triangles to help us figure this out. So let's look at a basic triangle here. As you can see, it's a right triangle. That's because of this right here. It's a little square, and in the books you'll have little squares there. That means it's 90 degrees. Okay, so then we can look at the other things. We have one corner called big A, and then it opens up to the side where I have little a. And that repeats for every angle. Big C opens up to little c. Big B opens up to little b. Okay, so that's important because in the definitions we're going to be needing all of those. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the very first one. Let's go right over here to sine A. And they mean the sine of A, in other words, the sine of this angle right here, whatever it is, per definition, is going to be the length of this side, there's that A right there, divided by the hypotenuse, or the length of C. And remember, the 90-degree angle will open up to that side. So whatever C is, if C is 12, then you'd write a 12 down here. And if A was 4, you'd write a 4 up there. Okay? So as long as you have your definition, you can always figure out what the sine of A is. It's just a little fraction. It's a ratio. The one compared to the other. A divided by C. All right, let's look at the next one then. Cosine of the same angle again. In this case, A. Now this one's a little bit different, but it's the similar idea. Instead of going over to where little a was, we're going to be looking at this one right here. See, that's right there up on top. And then we'll divide it by C. So again, it's just a ratio. So the cosine of A is the adjacent side, which is right over here, divided by the hypotenuse, or the longest side of the triangle. Okay, it's not difficult, and you'll always have these in your little formula books, and eventually you'll just remember it. After you've done it a few times, it'll just stick. Okay, and there are little mnemonics to do that, but don't stress about it today. Just try to understand that sine and cosine have these definitions. It's the way it's done. Tangent, we'll get there now. Tangent is the one where you just take the opposite one, and again, we're dealing with A, so the opposite divided by the adjacent there. Okay, so the one directly opposing, and then you divide it by that one. So it's just a very simple little thing. As long as you can draw your little triangles and understand what the A, B, and C mean, then you're not going to have any troubles with it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at another one, because as you know, we have always 3 angles in a triangle. We know this one, that's 90 degrees because it has the little square. We've dealt with A, and now let's deal with B. The idea for sine and cosine and tangent, it is still the same, but we're approaching it from the other side. So again, here is the angle B, okay? And by definition, it's going to be the opposite, the length of the opposite side, divided by the length of what C is. And that's all this means. Little b could be 4, and big C could be 27. Who knows? You'll get a triangle. Sometimes you'll know some sides, sometimes you won't. And sometimes you'll call it a letter, sometimes it'll be a number. But just remember, it's a definition, and you just follow the definition, and you plop it in, whatever it happens to be. Let's look at the next one. Try cosine of B. The cosine of B is going to be little a divided by little c. Here's B, so there's little a divided by little c. Sometimes you'll have numbers, sometimes they'll stay letters, but don't worry about it. Just fill in what you know. Okay, let's take the next one. There we go, tangent of big B there. it's going to be little b divided by little a. So the length of this divided by the length of that will give you the tangent of that. It's not really very difficult. So there we go. We have it all. And from this, we can start the foundation for trigonometry. We'll be looking later at equations. We'll be solving interesting little puzzles. We'll try triangulating the distance to somewhere, or a position, or say measure an angle of something and say, now I know how high the building is. Or there's a lot of really fun things we can do. Okay, thanks for watching.